Well, hey, good morning, folks. Hillbilly here, and I am at Fontana Marina down here in North Carolina. I am here to do the Smokies this weekend, finally. I planned this hike and canceled this hike, say at least 3 or 4 times, due to hurricanes and other unforeseen circumstances, but regardless, I'm here now. 4 years later. This is where Homestead met Osha and I 4 years ago, and that's when we skipped around the Smokies, and he took us up to Standing Bear Farm, where we picked up and kept going north. But this hike I'll be starting here at the marina, hiking through the national park. I think just a little under 80 miles to Standing Bear. And I will finally have all my sections linked from Springer all the way up to Gilder Pond, Massachusetts. So pretty fucking stoked. It's about time. This little section has been dodging me for a long time. But anyway, I'll be out here for 5 days, 4 nights, by myself, going solo. But tomorrow's Labor Day. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people out here in the park. But I'm going to quit running my yap and probably go use this bathroom over here real quick before I get on trail. Yeah, see you shortly. Alright, coming up on the appropriately named Fontana Hilton. It's supposed to be one of the nicest, if not the nicest, shelters on the trail. I'm just stopping through here to look at it. Got a power station, a water pump, trash, fire pit, and a super nice view out onto the lake. Up there's where we're going. Fontana Dam, the tallest dam east of the Mississippi River. I want to say it's 500 feet from up here down to what I believe is the Nantahala River, down yonder there. Been looking forward to this spot for a long time. Here we are. Here we are. Let's go get it. Shouldn't try to do this with one hand. Get in there. All right, permit deposited. I'm legal, mostly. Damn. Tell I haven't done any real miles since April. Only a little over 4 miles in, and I'm fucking tired. It's pretty gnarly climb, getting up into the Smokies, coming up from the lake and going up here to Shuckstack Mountain. I can't remember how much elevation gain it is, but it's a pretty good climb, especially for day one right out of the gate. But I've just been trying to take my time a little bit and making sure I sit down on every log and rock that comes my way, at least for now, till I kind of get in my groove and finish this first big climb up into the Smokies. Woo. All right. Fuck. Man, I'm wore out. But just getting to the top of this 1/10 of a mile side trail up here to the Shuckstack Fire Tower. And this is the ruins of a old ranger's cabin. It used to sit right here. Pretty rad. But yeah, I'm gonna climb up this tower and take a break. I need one. All right, we're in the tower. I tell you, the stairs coming up weren't bad at all, but this floor up here is rickety as a motherfucker. There's not a lot of airflow in here either, so I think I'm gonna have my break. Oh fuck. Right down there on that first landing. There's a nice breeze. Man, what a view. Alright, here's the view from just right outside the tower, the top rung of stairs here. It's Fontana Lake. See, down there's Fontana Dam, where I walked across a little bit ago. Man, 360-degree view up here. See some of the higher peaks of the Smokies ahead of us there. And there, I'm not sure which way we're headed. I want to say we're headed that way, but I'm not 100% sure. Hell yeah. That's what I'm out here for. At the Birch Spring tent site here, there's just enough water trickling out of this pipe to fill up with water. I don't think there's any more water for about 4 miles. I'm definitely going through the water today. It's not hot, but it's muggy. I'm sweating my ass off. So, yeah. Water. 10 miles into the day so far. And this trail is kicking my ass. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is the hardest day of hiking I can remember having in quite some time. Although, thinking back to my hike in Massachusetts earlier this year, I'm pretty sure I would have rather had this than army crawling through a foot of snow. But anyway, we're ascending Doe Knob to about 4,500 feet. And then from there, it's only 2.5 or so miles, maybe closer to 3, to Molly's Ridge Shelter, where I plan to camp tonight. One foot in front of the other. All right, we are at Econetly, I think that's how you say it, Econetly Gap. Went down the hill here right behind me to the spring, which wasn't really doing much of anything. There was water down there, but it was just kind of in the mud, you know. So I dug a hole, and luckily I brought my little scoop. I had a feeling it would be necessary, and it definitely has been. But while I was down there, I heard a couple real loud snorts. I know there's boars, wild boars around here, so I imagine there was probably some down there somewhere that I startled. I also heard some coyotes off in the distance. But anyway, this is my last climb. I got 1.6 miles to get up to Molly's Ridge Shelter, and it is uphill pretty much the whole way, which has been the story of this entire day. But I'm ready to get to camp, have a beer, and grab a bite to eat. All right, finally here. Just ran into another section hiker that was going southbound and said there's definitely not any water here, so I'm glad I filled up at that last spring. Hallelujah. Glad to be here. Nice shelter. Very nice. There is heightened bear activity warnings for the shelter, but right now I don't care. I'm just glad to be here. Sit down, relax, have a beer, maybe a safety meeting, and think about some food. Getting settled in here at the shelter. Nobody else here yet. I heard from another section hiker that there might be a group showing up. But anyway, my backpack was really heavy today. And I can't for the life of me figure out why. I'm scratching my head. I don't know. I mean, my pack's usually not that heavy, so I can't imagine what I could have brought that could have made it so heavy. But anyway, harvested some Indian cucumber root today to add to my ramen. So that should add a nice little crunch. Give the mush some texture. It started raining just a few minutes after I got here, but it didn't last very long, maybe 5 minutes. Now the sun's back out. But I imagine there'll probably be some more rain coming through at some point. Bring it on. I don't care. Here comes the storm. And so much for being sunny. Got the Indian cucumber and the spicy miso. Fuck, boys, this stuff is good. Oh, excuse me. Man, yeah. It's got a very distinct, cucumber taste. I washed them off a little bit and put them in here cold with the hot soup. And damn, they're good. Still hasn't rained real hard yet. It's just been a lot of clouds blowing through. I've been keeping an eye on the radars. Storms all around, but just haven't hit here yet. But anyway, wild foraged Indian cucumber and some spicy miso ramen. Top notch. Morning, folks. Morning of day 2. It's about, man, I got bags under my eyes. Good grief. Just leaving the shelter just a couple minutes ago. Ended up getting joined by a couple father and son duos. Stayed at the camp. Had some pretty good conversation. Woke up about 6:45 this morning. Kind of packed up my stuff real quick. I usually like to get up the trail a little bit before I stop and eat something. But anyway, planning on about 17.8 miles today to the Siler Bald Shelter. The weather's supposed to be nice today, no chance of rain, so rained its butt off last night, but it sounded awesome on the shelter roof. Anyway, I'm going to start this first little climb up here. Today's terrain shouldn't be anywhere near as daunting as yesterday's. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I think there should be a few more views today than there was yesterday. So, anyway, let's hit the trail. Just stirred up a couple of hogs. They took off running. Of course, as soon as I go to get my camera out, they're already gone. Oh, there's one. I don't know if you can see that moving back there or not. Where'd he go? He's back there. He looks like he's heading to where the trail wraps around over there. Maybe I'll see him again. There's a couple of them. Let out a big old snort and then took off running. Bacon. So I'm sitting here at the side trail to the Spence Field Shelter, which I'm not going to go down there. It's 0.2 of a mile over there. I got enough water for now. I'm not even sure that there's water here. Derrick Knob Shelter's in another 6 miles, and from right here they definitely have water, so I got enough to get there, so I'm not going over to Spence Field. But I did sit down here and take a little breather, eating some bacon, kind of a second breakfast. I happened to look in my breakfast bag, and I'm pretty sure my lovely lady Sarah is playing a joke on me here. It's definitely made me laugh. But in my breakfast bag, I have a bag of sugar for my coffee. And I know I didn't put this in here. Somebody put a plastic straw in here right next to my bag of sugar. Ha 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 ha. I love you, lady. You're fucking hilarious. If this was real, I might be able to get down the trail a lot faster. Yeah, fuck that. Not my style. Would be a view out there, but we're pretty well socked in up here. Somewhere over, a little over 5,000 feet. Getting ready to start a climb here very, very shortly up Rocky Top, Tennessee. Actually, looks like it's in front of us. You can barely see the mountain through all that fog rolling through. Hopefully that'll put us above the fog. Maybe we'll get a view. Trail's definitely opening up quite a bit up here in a higher elevation. All right, guys. Here we are. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. Nothing but clouds out in front of us there. You can see how fast they're moving in. So it'll probably be socked in again here in a minute. Man, incredible. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. Sweet. All right, Thunderhead Mountain is just ahead of us on trail. All right, I think this, I mean, it could be an old Indian marking tree, Cherokee marking tree. It's a birch, so it looks like it's potentially old enough. And it's got that real heavy, hard pull down on it. So yeah, maybe. Cool. It's kind of up here on a ridge, like a point of a ridge, which is a good reference point, I guess. Anyway, stopped just a little bit ago and ate some lunch. I'm about, I don't know, I guess 10 miles in or so now. I gotta tell you, I feel so much better today than I did at this point yesterday. This point yesterday, I was beat. I was dead. But I'm still feeling pretty damn good today. Definitely hasn't been near as much uphill today. There's been a fair amount, but nothing very long like yesterday. But anyway, I'm heading to Derrick Knob's shelter right now. I'm going to take another break. I think I got about, I don't know, maybe 2.5 miles or so to get there, and there's some good gushing water at the spring there. I just ran into 3 gentlemen coming southbound just a few minutes ago. He said that the water there is gushing good, so good deal. I'll take a break there, regroup, water up, and then carry on. My wayward son. Alright, just getting a Derrick Knob shelter. Another really nice one. This might be the nicest so far. This is really, really cool. But yeah, this is my water stop. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a break here. Do some research on the water sources that are ahead of me and see if I need to water up here for the rest of the day, or if there's another source before Salvage Bulge Shelter. But yeah, I'm setting my pack down, take a break. 12 miles in, about 5 and some change to go. All right, just down the hill from Derrick Knob Shelter, and yeah, first actual good water source so far. So it looks like there's probably not water at the next shelter or two. So I'm definitely going to fill up to the brim here, which means 4 liters, which means heavy as fuck. But gotta do what you gotta do. So fill it on up, and I'm gonna go up there and relax a little bit. Man, I've passed these little spots in the ground constantly where the hogs have been here just tearing shit up. There's water in there. How about that? Probably full of hog piss and shit. But yeah, it's been many spots along this section of trail so far. Even out there, you can kind of tell it's all been rooted around, torn up, a bunch of clumps of dirt everywhere. Yeah, those hogs are tearing shit up here. Whew, finally here. There might be something else here. Alright, just settling in here at the Salvage Bulge Shelter. I'm trying to get this damp firewood to go up for a while. Slowly burning. Somebody left it here. Mostly huge stuff. And some stuff over here that got wet. But whatever, no big deal. It's not cold. I just finally ate my dinner. It's getting late. It's like 8:30. Another hiker here. We hung out for a little bit and had some conversation. But it's starting to get late. Yeah, 17.8 miles today. It was nowhere near as difficult as yesterday. Still certainly not easy. The last 2 or 3 miles are really drug ass. It's getting tired, getting worn out. But yeah, we're a little bit over 31 miles into the hike. Tomorrow's Clingman's Dome, highest point on the AT. It's only just a few miles from here. And Newfound Gap. But I think we're going to head over to Icewater Springs Shelter tomorrow night. The other hiker here said there's pretty good water there, so sounds promising. Anyway, it was a beautiful day. It was a tough day. I'm tired. I'm full. And ready for bed. See you in the morning. Good morning, folks. Morning of day 3. I just woke up here a little bit ago at the Salvage Bulge Shelter. I had a pretty good night's sleep. Excuse me. No bears. I did hear some critters rooting around in the woods last night, but I couldn't tell what they were. It didn't bother me anyway. But yeah, we're nice and fogged in, socked in. Clingman's Dome is just a few miles away. Hopefully, with any luck, some of this will be out of here by then, so I can actually have a view. But I'm not counting on it, because the fog stuck around for a while yesterday too. But anyway, got a little over 15 miles to do today to the Icewater Springs Shelter. The other hiker, Digits, that was here last night, said that the rest of the shelters from here through the Smokies all have waters, as far as they knew, so that's good news. Hopefully I won't have to carry 4 liters again, because that kicked my ass yesterday. But anyway, you ready to get on trail and start getting some of these miles in. And they have not come through here and weeded this trail through the Smokies in quite some time. This is a little ridiculous. It's like Roaring Plains or something. Definitely makes it a little slower moving, and it gets me pretty damn wet walking through all this stuff. I'm actually wearing my rain jacket right now just to keep from getting soaked. Yeah, where are these volunteers at? We need you. Alright, just leaving the Double Springs shelter. Stopped by there because it was supposed to have a privy, but it did not. So I had to dig another hole, no big deal. But there's a really cool group of gentlemen there. I believe there was 6 of them who invited me in for some coffee. Sat down next to their fire, had a cup of coffee. They did a little praying, a little devotional. Said a nice prayer for me for the rest of my journey. Very nice gentlemen. Cool to meet them. You meet some awesome people out here. But heading up to Clingman's. Still got probably about 3 miles or so to get there, but get there when we get there. Alright, so the trail has taken a very dramatic turn as far as flora goes, and I figured it would at some point, but it has gone from shoulder high weeds and hardwoods to a lot of moss, a lot of hemlock and balsam. Definitely a very different looking forest than the miles so far. I think it kind of keeps these characteristics for the majority of the rest of the hike, because we're going to be at quite a bit higher elevation than we have been. But anyway, it's like Lord of the Rings out here. It's beautiful. All right. Walking up to the top of the observation tower. That thing. Alright, so that was Clingman's. I'm glad I kind of took my time getting up there. It allowed the clouds to burn off a little bit. I wasn't able to get the whole 360 view, but still got a pretty damn good view looking west, I believe, toward Gatlinburg. Got some slippery rocks here. Let me not fall and die. Anyway, yeah, I took a little video up there. As you saw, there's just a ton of people up there. I didn't want to be the one weirdo talking to his phone, talking to his camera. But anyway, highest point of the AT. It's a little over 6,600 feet. I think just below 6,700. Yeah, it's cool. Been waiting a long time. I've got it in the bags. So since that's the highest point of the AT, it's all downhill from here, I believe. Shouldn't be any more climbing for the rest of the trail. Moving on. Alright, currently climbing Mount Collins, which I believe is another 6,000 footer. I just sat down there at the bottom and had a nice little lunch. Definitely slow poking it today. Had a few more miles done by this time yesterday, but I don't really care. I'll get there when I get there. That's kind of my motto for this hike. I think a lot of times I come out here and I push myself maybe a little harder than I should, and don't rest enough, don't eat enough, don't drink enough water. So I'm trying to be a little more conscious of that on this hike. And instead of trying to worry about, miles per hour, just kind of taking my time. Again, I'm on nobody's schedule. So yeah, I'll get there when I get there. Another squirrel cussing me out. I don't know what these squirrels have, what they've heard about me, but Can't all be true. Alright, I'm going. Dick. Alright. Newfound Gap. Very cool. Heard there are toilets here somewhere. I'm gonna try to find those. A shitload of people. They're probably all gonna look at me and think I'm crazy and smell me. Oh well, let's go find a toilet and dump some trash. Oh, so many people down there at the Gap. But I was able to get done what I wanted to get done. Dumped my trash. Dumped some extra food I'm just not gonna need. I packed too much food per usual. And used the restrooms right down there. So it was nice to use a real toilet and not dig a hole. But I got 3.1 miles left, and it's basically all uphill up to the Ice Water Springs shelter. Still slow poking, a little tired, but not bad. Yep, Newfound Gap was a trip. So let's get out of here. Let's get back into the woods. Nice little view just up from the Gap. It's first open view like this I've had in a little bit, since Rocky Top really, and even that one was partially obstructed. A lot of clouds this week, but this is a pretty good one. Hey, Bambi. Not scared at all, Not scared at all, are you? I'm not going to sit here and harass you. I'll keep on moving and let you eat in peace. Pretty sweet. Oh damn, there's a pretty nice view here. How about that? Nice. The Ice Water Springs shelter. 15.3 miles. Wasn't too bad at all. Even slow poking, I still got here at a decent time. Only person here. Oh no, there's a food bag over there. Somebody else somewhere. It must be tented out somewhere. Oh, nope, nobody left us any firewood for this one. Oh well. Yeah, here we are. Ice Water Springs shelter, another very nice shelter. Gonna get this pack off my back. Get these shoes off my feet. Gonna drink my last beer and enjoy this fucking view. Right on. Hey, good morning, folks. Morning of day 4. Man, my eyes are so baggy and tired looking. Anyway, yeah, just getting up and getting going. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Had a pretty good night's sleep. I don't think anybody else ended up showing up. Somebody peeked their head into the shelter at like 9 o'clock with their headlamp. I said hi, they didn't say anything. They just kind of disappeared. Some sort of rude weirdo. Anyway, I'm going to try to push 20 miles today, 20.3 to be exact. Don't really have much of a choice because my shelter options are either at 12, which is nowhere near enough miles to get me out of here, you know, tomorrow. Or the next shelter after that is 20. So pretty much my only options. So I'm going to try to make some good time today. It does look like the terrain is a bit more favorable than the past 3 days have been. Longer miles, but there's not as many long steep ups. But regardless, I'm running low on memory here on my phone, so I got to keep these videos a little short. So I'm not going to waste any time or any memory. So yeah, we have Charlie's Bunyan coming up soon. If it's not too far off trail, I'm going to go check that out. I don't want to add too many miles to my already long day. All right, folks, we'll check back in with you in a little bit. Holy fuck. Damn. This is the actual Charlie's Bunyan right here, I think. But I'm gonna get up on this rock right here and get the view. Wow. This ain't Smoky Mountain as fuck. How rocky these gorges are. Absolutely incredible. Definitely worth the very short little side trail to come over here. Man, this is awesome. I tell you folks, I'm probably going to run out of video today. That is incredibly beautiful. The cloud inversion. It's like an ocean. Bunch of little islands. Fucking awesome. Incredible. Views are just non-stop today. About 5 miles in. These views just don't quit. Oh, man, what a view. See for feet. Incredible. Breathtaking. Moving along. .2 by noon. I was aiming for 10 by noon today. I'm just slightly ahead of ahead of my schedule. So that's pretty sweet. Moving along. It's been good trail today. Feeling great. There's definitely been some ups and some downs and some flat. But yeah, trail's nice. My legs feel great. I am starting to get hungry. So I think there's a shelter coming up here pretty soon. I'll probably stop and take a proper break and eat a little bit of food. Tri-corner knob shelter. Lunchtime. So I see some water coming out of the hill over there. It's a good sign. Alright, I'm leaving the tri-corner knob shelter. Had a good lunch. Some tuna, some peanut butter, some jelly, some bacon. Good lunch. A little safety meeting. Get tuned back in. But yeah, reaching the AT right now. 12.6 so far for the day. I think it's just a little after 1. We got 7.7 left at Cosby Knob. I had thought about maybe pushing past that depending on how I felt. You know, when I get to Cosby Knob. But the Davenport Gap shelter is like another 7 miles past that, so I don't think I'm going to be doing a 27 miler today. 20 is good enough. Anyway, I only have really just a couple kind of smaller climbs left, and then it's downhill to the shelter, and then generally downhill out of the park altogether. Just as I had to climb all day to get up into the Smokies, on the other end you have to go downhill pretty much all day to get out of the Smokies. But looking forward to it. It's been a lot of climbing. Today hasn't been too bad. Climbs have been relatively mild. And the views have been spectacular. So it makes them climbs feel easier. Anyway, folks, pack is feeling light. Getting down to the wire. Not a lot of food left. I don't have to carry much water because the springs on this north side of the park have been flowing pretty good. And yeah, man, still feeling good. 7.7 left in the day. Let's go ahead and go get it. Looky there, folks. We're on Mount Guyot. Basically at the top. I think we actually came down a little bit. Here's them Smoky Mountain fog clouds. Make it look like it's smoky up here all the time. Been seeing them the whole week. Very beautiful. Looking back at Mount Guyot there, we just came down. That's probably Tri-Corner Knob right there, I think. I could be wrong about that. Alright folks, so I'm good and settled in here at Cosby's Knob Shelter. I just had my dinner, which was an excellent ramen meal that I put a bunch of good stuff in from home. I was pretty hungry when I got here, so that was delicious. I scarfed it right down. But I've been able to find some dry firewood, so I'm probably going to have a fire again tonight, which is cool. It's the first long hike I've ever done where I've had a fire on every night. In fact, a lot of my long hikes I don't have a fire at all. So that's been pretty cool. Having a nice little fireplace inside the shelter to cozy up to. Already got my food hung. Here, well, I'll show you. Just like every shelter in the Smokies, there's a food cable system. You could see somebody else left food again. Same thing at the shelter last night. Somebody left a bag of food hanging for somebody else to have to carry out. Fucking jackasses. We got a good spring here. I'll take you over to it. In the north half of the Smokies here, water has not been an issue. Every place that's supposed to have water, except for like one of them, I think, has had water. So yeah, right here, right beside the shelter. No need to go way downhill like you have to at some of the other shelters. This one is literally right beside it. So that's awesome. Very convenient. But anyways, yeah, I think I'm going to get ready to get this fire going. It's still kind of early. It's only, I think, like 6, maybe slightly after 6. But I'm tired. I'm probably going to fuck around on my phone a little bit, talk to my sweetheart Sarah, call my son in a little bit. Yeah, maybe post some pictures and videos to Facebook or something. Anyways, folks, it's been it's a good day. 20.3 miles. That's my second highest day I've ever hiked. In Pennsylvania, it's on a video. Just check my channel. It's the where did we start at? That was, oh shit, I can't remember the name of it. Caledonia, I think that's what it's called. Caledonia State Park. Old OSHA and I started there and hiked up to 501. That's right, about 120 miles. But yeah, on that hike was the last time I did a 20. I think that one was like 21 or 22. Wasn't much higher than 20. But that was many, many years ago. That was, oh shit, maybe 6 years ago? 7? I don't know. I could be wrong. I'll have to go back and look at the date. But anyway, it felt good to crank out a 20. Honestly, I kind of felt like moving on because I got here at like 4:45 or something. It was early. Still plenty of daylight to hike, and I actually still feel pretty good. Still felt pretty good when I got here. But the problem is in the Smokies, you can't just move on a couple of miles and camp wherever you want. You got to camp where they tell you to camp. Designated, shelters, basically. And the next shelter is like 7 miles from here. So, and you'd have to climb over Mount Cameron to get to it. So, I'm fine at 20. I'll just stay here. But yeah, I'm gonna cozy up to this fire and just rest and relax. Last night. Looks like I'll probably be all by my lonesome again. Sure is quiet and cozy though. Going to bed early tonight. Maybe in an hour or so. Good night, y'all. Good morning, folks. Up and at 'em here at the Cosby Knob Shelter. Just taking my morning constitutional before I head out. Yeah, slept pretty good last night. Did have a shitload of mice. Kept running around all over the place trying to get into my backpack and running into my sleeping pad. Eventually I just put on a little bit of music to fall asleep to, just so I didn't have to listen to their racket. But yeah, slept pretty good anyway. Slept in about an extra hour today than I had the past few mornings, just because it's a short day. I have 10.4 miles to do to get to Standing Bear Farm. I have until 2 o'clock, really. I have until whenever, but if I'm splitting the cost of a shuttle with another gentleman coming in from Atlanta. So if I get there by 2, my shuttle will be much cheaper. So that's the goal. Should have plenty of time. mostly downhill today. Do have to climb over Mount Camerer here in a couple miles. It's the only mountain we're climbing today. But yeah, I'm a little tired, I'm a little sore. Ready to get home, see my sweetheart, see my boys, see my dog, and get a really, really big hot meal. But yep, 10.4 miles. Let's get it done. Hogs. All right, down here to the Mount Camerer Trail, which is home to the probably what's considered to be the nicest, I guess, coolest fire tower on the AT. But it is 0.6 of a mile off trail. It's my understanding that it's not a particularly easy trail. It's my last day, and I'm tired. And I don't want to add an extra almost 1.5 miles, 1.2, whatever. Just don't feel like it. Anyways, yeah, it's all downhill from here. I just summited. I believe that was the summit of Camerer back there. I think the tower is below the summit. I think. I could be wrong. Anyway, it's all downhill from here. We got a lot of downhill now. All the way until the very end, when I think we have just a couple tenths of a mile to get uphill to Standing Bear Farm. But yeah, making good time. Still feeling good. Just ready to be home. So we're gonna skip this side quest. Moving on. I've heard that lots of copperheads like to hang out on these rocks. I don't think I'm going to stick my hand up there. I don't know, maybe we'll look around a little bit. See if we can't spot one. Look all in these cracks. Gotta look carefully because they are camouflaged. There's one right there. Sure enough. Son of a bitch. Yep, I ain't climbing up there. Well, here's the view. Beautiful. Dangerous. All right. This is the side trail down to the Davenport Gap shelter, which is the very northernmost, the last shelter going north in the Smokies. I have no reason to stop. I'm not hungry for lunch yet, and I have plenty of water. And still got a few miles to do, so I'm just going to keep on moving. We should be exiting the park itself here pretty shortly. Alright folks, we are officially exiting Smoky Mountain National Park. Probably another sign down here because this actually doesn't say it. Should be a "You are now entering Smoky Mountain National Park" sign somewhere. Unless I just don't have one on this end. Well, Anyway, Davenport Gap. It's the first actual road I've crossed in some time. Nah, I didn't kill that bear. What kind of stupid question is that? Pigeon River, 1.6. Let's go. There it is. Pigeon River. Very beautiful. Very inviting right now because it's hot down here. It's been nice and cool all week up there in elevation. But it's hot down here. Very pretty. Keep going. And here we face our final challenge. Only a half a mile left. I'm gonna climb this ridiculous ass staircase. Here we are, guys. Some bugs everywhere down here. And that green corner road, Standing Bear, as you just saw on that sign, is 0.2 of a mile uphill. But as of right now, I am officially done with this section. This is exactly where I started with OSHA. I think about 4 years ago. Went north up and over Snowbird and Max Patch and all that stuff on our way to Hot Spring. But man, this is it. I'm here. Hike is over. Like I said, I do got to walk this 0.2 up to Standing Bear. I'm gonna get a cold beer and wait on the shuttle. But I'm really tired. I'm a little out of breath. I don't feel like summarizing the entire hike right in this moment. So I'm gonna get up here to Standing Bear, decompress a little bit, and I'll get back with you. But woo! We're done. This is a really, really cool place. Very nice.
It's really cool. I've always loved how music always has a significance across. That's been consistency across no matter what belief system their music or
All right, folks, back at the hotel here in Bryson City, North Carolina. Had a great shuttle ride with Mike from Standing Bear Farm. Very cool guy. Also had another section hiker shuttle with us who was actually starting his hike. Man, I feel bad. I can't remember his name. I want to say it was JP. If you're watching this, buddy, I'm so sorry I forgot your name, but definitely enjoyed the conversation. But anyway, I'm glad to be here. I got a good shower, washed some of this nasty funk off of me from 5 days of sweating and hiking. Went to Arby's and got one of everything. 'Cause I'm fucking hungry. Talked to my lady. Talking to our boys, and now I'm just relaxing. I'm gonna get a good night's sleep before I head home in the morning. Got about 7.5 hours to drive home, but I'm so glad to have this hike done. The Smokies eluded me for so long. I planned that hike so many times and had to end up canceling for various reasons. It was the last little chunk of trail I've been missing down here in the south to join everything together. So it's nice to finally have that done and get that off my shoulders. So now, after this hike was 77.1 miles. And now that I've finished that, I've done everything from Springer Mountain, Georgia, up to Gilder Pond, Massachusetts, which is, I have it written down, 1,519.6 miles completed. So I'm pretty stoked on that. Got above the 1,500 mile mark on this hike. Can't believe I hiked through the Smokies and didn't see a damn bear. Not one. There's bear shit all up and down the trail, but didn't see a single bear. It was cool that I saw 7 hogs, which is awesome. That had slipped my mind completely while planning this hike that there were hogs down here. So I'd never seen them before in the wild, so that was cool. Actually, I've seen many copperheads in my life, but that was the first one I've ever seen on trail, so that was another first. But yeah, I'm satisfied, I'm happy, I'm tired, and I'm ready to go home and see my family. I appreciate you guys tagging along on this one. Not sure what the next plan is. I do a lot of other stuff other than the AT, as you guys know, who watch this channel. I know me and my sweetheart Sarah want to start section hiking the Allegheny Trail in West Virginia here before too long. And then, of course, at some point next year, I'm going to end up back up in Massachusetts to keep heading north. But until then, man, I appreciate you guys watching. And we'll see you on the next one.